You know damn well I had to make that. Woohoo! What is up, YouTube? Yeah, hi. Yo, if you're watching this video, this is during a heat wave. I can't even think straight, as you guys can see. I'm probably pouring sweat, but I'm gonna be showing you guys how to build this Taro helmet. Now, if you're not into helmets and cosplay, bro, I'm showing you guys how to take a 3D printer, find any kind of file, and print it out. So I have friends that like make beads, jewelry, vases, artwork. I'm showing you guys exactly how to do that to make an industry or something of your own. Me personally, I like this stuff here. So getting into this helmet, the paint is gonna be straightforward, but I'm also gonna be showing you guys how to make some stuff light up. Not blow up, light up. This is my handy dandy head scan. Now, I've left plenty of links and other videos on how I actually made this, but if you do need help, then definitely leave a comment below and I'll make sure I get you the link on the free app that I used to actually make this. For this helmet, I believe I went anywhere from like 103 to 106. I want to say 103, but once I got the scaling of this helmet, the other pieces, I just had to scale up to that exact same size. At the bottom of the helmet, you see it pinches a little. That I wish I made it just a little bit wider just for that, but that's not a big deal. It still goes on pretty easily. I can either put foam on or just put a little silk wrap over my head just to slide in pretty easy. I printed this in the good old bowl method, so of course at the top I did get a little over extrusion that I had to sand down, but I'll show you guys how to knock that out. Whew. Bear with me. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so the first process that you guys want to get into is what's going to be called sanding. And as you can see, it's not just because of the heat wave, it's going to take a little bit of work. Now, you can use a hand sander or a palm sander. I recommend a palm sander. That way you can knock everything down quickly. But with just a little bit of sandpaper, I'm going to show you guys how to knock this down, get everything smooth. The 3D printer that I'm using is the K1 Max, so everything comes out pretty smooth. But as you guys can see, there's a little bit of over extrusion at the top. And this horn did have like a little layer shift, so I did have to break that and separate that and connect that. Definitely check out this video here, because if you do have a print where you do have a like layer shift, never throw those out because you can always save them. And in this video I show you exactly how I did that. Okay, so now that I've gotten everything sanded and primed, as far as like the face mask and the ears, now I gotta sand and prime everything again for the helmet. So to help me out with this, what I'm gonna be using is some Bondo spot putty. And what I'm gonna do with this is just cover up all of those little patches and gaps, because as you can see from the front of the helmet, this thing looks beautiful. But basically anything that you can see as far as like those layer lines or imperfections or anything that I can feel is going to show through the paint. And when I'm going to be using a silver color, that's not really the best because silver is going to expose everything. So let's go ahead and throw these gloves on. Now I know that these probably look a little bit weird. They're like the kitchen gloves, but with these little grooves that they have in them, as you can see. So those small little grooves and textures, just a little pro tip for me, that really gets into the gaps when I'm using the spot putty and Bondo. Now enough talking, spread them. Alright, so moving along quite well. As you can see, the helmet itself, the helmet itself from the front looks amazing. And now after adding that Bondo, you can see that I was a lot more intentional on the first layer that I added to it. But then you can see after that, I kind of just made it a little bit smoother. So from here, what it's going to be is just kind of like rinse and repeat. It's going to be me priming this, sanding this down, priming this, sanding this down, adding more Bondo until those spots completely go away. So it's going to be a little bit of work, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. The only part that I'm having a little bit of concern with is the inside of this ear. I'm going to have to get a little bit creative. What I'm probably going to do, because I don't want to just add a gloop of Bondo on top of this, so what I'm basically going to do is just use the soldering iron and just flatten this stuff down as best as I can, and then sand that down and work that out from there. All right, so now it's just going to take about a day or two to dry, but as you can see, I know it probably looks crazy. That's because it's still wet, but let's just give it a little bit of time to dry. And in the meantime, I'm going to start to work on some of the smaller pieces that are going to go into these spots and getting the LED eyes all set. As you can see, I already have the magnets in. So let's just focus on those smaller pieces and the ears as well. Let's get to it. Yeah. Make sure you guys do stay tuned and stick around to the channel. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you do, because I am working on this Captain America helmet as well. And as you can see, I had quite a layer shift on this. So on this helmet, I show you how to overcome that, because not every failed print is a failed print. If you haven't, definitely make sure to check out this Winter Soldier build. And hiding behind that is something else that's going to be crazy, guys. But enough of that, let's get focused back onto the build. Whoo, that is looking like a thing of beauty after just one go. So that's after the first layer of Bondo. Like I said, you can see how smooth that looks. Couple little nicks, but nothing that I'm gonna cry or complain about. So once this all dries, I'll see if I'm gonna add a little bit more, but I really don't want to mess up that primer job. For those little nicks, I can definitely make that like a wear and tear or battle damage. We'll see. Hey, stay tuned. All right, and now from here, with the help of a little bit of super glue, these smaller little vents, I already went ahead and used some 80 grit sandpaper just on the back of those. That way it gives them a little bit of bite. And I'm going to use some of this Gorilla Glue, super glue, right on the back of those and stick those in. Doing this before priming and painting again, so that way the paint makes these stick even more with the glue, because you guys know how much I hate glue. Let's get to it. sure you guys do hit the like and subscribe button to stay tuned for more of my upcoming builds. As far as this one, definitely leave in the comments your reviews of what you think of this final outcome, because this is crazy. Bro, don't even lie, guys. This thing came out amazing. Yo, I'm lost for words, guys. When I had finished the metallic look, I'll get into the colors that I used and the lights and everything like that. But after I finished everything and did it metallic, I was like, yo, it doesn't pop to me. It just looks like, I don't know. I really don't like metallic finishes. But once I added the finishing touches, so again, I used the Posca pens here on some of the accents. So everywhere that you see is painted like a little bit black with inside the ears, which was, like you guys know, it was looking rough, but I came through. So anywhere that you see that I have painted black, these Posca pens came in clutch. As for the orange on the vents, I did hand paint that. So that was hand painted. So that was something separate from the Posca pens. For some reason, they don't have orange. For these lights, I found these were super duper clutch. I had the LED eyes already planned out because, as you guys know from my other videos, I've used these several times. But I was like, yo, that green dot is something that's like gonna like set this thing apart. And so these I actually got off of Amazon. I'll try to leave a link down in the comments, but they're from Some Direct. And like I said, once I put that in and turned it, it gave everything like a different look. The eyes I did do like in a blood kind of orange, the same thing that I did in my Obito mask. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check that out. As far as the magnets, it's gonna be my local go-to guys at TriMag. No, I'm not sponsored by them, but when I had first started trying to find magnets to fit these props and cosplays was a hard thing for me. So just giving you guys a little a helping hand. I'm lost for words. Like, yo, just look at this thing. This thing looks crazy. As far as the finish, you guys noticed that I did like a darker undercoat first. Whenever I do metallics, it's always good to prep the undercoat with a good kind of black. So that way the metallic shines and pops like just a little bit more. So this I actually used on the Deathstroke mask behind me. This is the two-step color, carbon fiber color that I was actually working on in that video. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check that out. I used this, and when I used this and seen that color, I was kind of thinking the Winter Soldier arm that I did, I was kind of thinking like, yo, I should have probably just like did that all in this color. So I might try that again. As far as the final coat for the metallic, it's gonna be this satin nickel. This Rust-Oleum, this can, like you can probably see it in the video, just started to like break open and like started leaking everywhere. I don't know what happened. When I went to the store, I grabbed the first bottle, which is never the thing I do. I always grab something further from the back, so I'm not sure. It could have been something that somebody put back, but other than that, this does give a smooth finish, and I do like the kind of nozzle that they give with it. It gives it an even kind of spray all over the prop. As far as the eyes, those eyes came in from Amazon as well. You can just type in cosplay eyes on Amazon and those pop up. You can get them in any color. I usually use red and white, but when I seen these orange, just again, the orange eyes with the green dot, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be able to like literally finish this and make it look exactly how it should be. So let me know, guys, definitely in the comment section below what you guys think about this. This anime kind of was like a hit or miss with some people. Some people like it. This series did get a mixed review as far as the actual video of the actual thing, but as far as me, I did like the way that the cosplay suits that they all had. I like the graphics, everything like that. So once I seen this, I was like, yo, I gotta have that. And that's what I like about 3D printing, is if I like something and I want it, I can now make it. The 5-year-old in me will be amazed. So definitely stay tuned, guys. Like I said, I gave you guys a couple sneak peeks of what's coming next. You guys always know I'm building and working on something new. Definitely leave comments below. Make sure you are a subscriber. Stay tuned, guys. It's BZ Comics. Peace.